Marjorie Taylor Greene is nuts. She's unfit. She has no business being in the United States Congress or serving in any position, public responsibility or trust. She's low class, trashy. She's anti-Semitic and a conspiracy theorist. She's ignorant. She's dangerous. And her presence in Washington is a sign of our national decay. The fact that her fellow citizens would send her, of all people, out of 700,000 of them, to Washington, D.C., to do the business of the nation under the Capitol dome that Abraham Lincoln insisted be built during the height of Civil War so that government of the people, by the people, for the people, would have a place to be reconsecrated upon its end, is disgraceful. Marjorie Taylor Greene doesn't really deserve a response for her many insane rantings on a daily basis, but she said something yesterday that is so noxious, so evil, so profoundly dangerous and wrong, it deserves a response. Yesterday, Marjorie Taylor Greene called for a national divorce. She called for a breakup of red states and blue states. She called for a sundering of the Union. She called for secession. She called for a second American Civil War. Let's talk about that for a second. The proposition of secession has been tested, and the result was the bloodiest war in American history. 1.5 million casualties, 620,000 combatant deaths, and in the end, the South was destroyed. It was reduced to rubble. Its people were impoverished. Civil war. That's what Marjorie Taylor Greene wants? Red state versus blue state? What's so sick about this is her loyalty is to a television network, Fox, and to titillations on that network, and to a political party over her country. The loyalty of an American is not to a color. The loyalty of an American isn't to a TV network. The loyalty of an American must be to the nation, must be to the Constitution of the United States. Marjorie Taylor Greene wants civil war. She wants to break up the United States. Marjorie Taylor Greene wants to obliterate the Bill of Rights. Marjorie Taylor Greene wants to obliterate the American Constitution. She wants to rip up the Declaration of Independence. She wants to break up the Union. She wants to divide the fallen at Gettysburg and Normandy into different nations. Shame on you, Marjorie Taylor Greene. But more importantly, shame on every Republican leader who has tolerated this imbecile, who has tolerated her asininity, who has tolerated her conspiracies, her anti-Semitism, and her sedition. Shame on her. She chose President's Day, the day where we singularly honor Abraham Lincoln, America's greatest president, to call for secession and the breaking up of America into warring tribes, where Fox News stands on one side and America on the next. This is madness, all of it. And it has been for a long time. But why won't it be rebuked? Why won't a single Republican leader come out and say, lady, you're nuts? And what you're talking about is evil. You're desecrating the memory of hundreds of thousands of American soldiers who died to end slavery and to maintain the Union, settling for all time the proposition of whether the Union is divisible. It is not. The Union of States is permanent and will exist for as long as there is a United States. And the United States is the world's most essential nation. What does Marjorie Taylor Greene think that people all over the world hear when they hear an American politician talk about breaking up America. They too think she's nuts. But she probably scares them. She makes them worry. Because most people in the world understand that it's the United States of America who is the global guarantor of peace, security, and prosperity.